How this week went is exactly how I felt graduating would feel like. I will say that the initial excitement of graduating was great, but once that phase ends, it's like, what now? The good thing is that my anxiety will not let me do this for that long. So like I had said in my previous video, by the way, if you haven't watched that one yet, definitely go check that out. I don't have this elaborate or definitive life plan whatsoever. All I have right now is my next step. And that next step is for at least the next couple of years to travel around Southeast Asia, working online, and of course, making videos for you guys. And I do plan on going by myself, just me and my camera. Literally one of the first days I got back from Phoenix, I ordered my passport, I bought my one-way flight ticket, and I actually booked my first Airbnb where I'll be staying for 1 month. And that brings me to the first destination on the list, Bangkok. Crazy, I know. I'm still really trying to wrap my head around it. I'm just really hoping that Hangover 2 is not the best representation of the city. But from what I researched so far, it is a very fast-paced, sometimes very chaotic city. But honestly, being that it is a big city, I think it's gonna be a very exciting first stop. So my flight is scheduled to take off on October 6th from Los Angeles to Singapore, which is a roughly 17-hour flight, and from Singapore to Bangkok, which is roughly another 3 hours. After talking to my brother and his wife, who traveled Southeast Asia for a good amount of time, who also have their own channel, which you guys should definitely go check out, and they both agreed that Bangkok would be a great first destination. One, because the flights are very affordable going to Bangkok. I ended up paying about $600 for my one-way flight. And second, it's just a really great central hub for people that are doing what I'm gonna be doing, people who are digital nomads and expats. So for those of you who are finishing up school, whether you be in college or even high school, or even if you're just a young person still trying to figure out what you're gonna do with your future, just be prepared for everyone and their moms to ask you what your plans are after you graduate, or what your plans are for the future. One of the main things that people say when I tell them my plans is why. And I will say that that is a really great question. Why am I not going back to school for my master's or PhD? Why am I not interning or trying to get my foot in the door in a reputable company? And more importantly, why am I hopping on a flight alone, flying halfway across the world to make videos? Believe me when I say that I'm still trying to figure that out for myself. Yes, I'm going over there to travel and make videos, which are some of my favorite things to do. But deep down, I know that there's something more that's guiding me or urging me to embark on this new life journey. As romantic, or I guess whatever the word is as it may seem, when I think about my own life, I like to view it in the context of a story. I'm not exactly sure when it started or where I got it from, but I do find myself doing it more and more often. I have this belief that everyone, whether they're conscious of it or not, is writing their own story. Literally from the day you were brought into this world to the day you leave, the things you do in this life, the places you see, the people you meet, the art and creative work that you leave behind, the energy you put out, the way you treat others, that's all part of your story. And there's so much beauty in knowing that no matter who you are, how many people are living, how many people have lived before you, that your story is different. It doesn't matter how smart you are, how athletic you are, how skilled you are at a certain task. No one lives a life that you live. And with that said, I believe that everyone has the ability to pick up that pen and narrate their story to make it as interesting and worthwhile as possible. I do find it saddening sometimes though, because the reality is that far too many people never pick up the pen. They leave their story unwritten, or they allow others to write the story for them. And when a story is left unwritten, there's no telling how great that story could have been. A lot of the times I imagine a scenario where my older self is looking back at my own life story or telling it to others. How impactful or memorable would my story be if I never took any risks? If I always let my fear of failure hold me back from doing the things that I truly wanted to do? It seems to me that the best stories are made when we embrace the unknown, courageously going down a path that we're unsure of where it leads. Because on the other side of all that uncertainty is all of our potential. I guess when it's all said and done, I just want to pick up the pen and write the story how I want it written, and spend the time doing things that make the story of my life worth telling. And for some reason, I feel like what lies in Southeast Asia is a step in the right direction.